Hello, Fiedelbogen here, to non-feminist men and women everywhere. Greetings. Feminism, the face with 1,000 masks, has walked around in so many disguises that even people who oppose it cannot always agree on what they are opposing. This lack of non-feminist agreement about what feminism really is may be termed target confusion. Target confusion. Target confusion spawns indecision, floundering and flailing, and gives rise to the infamous circular firing squad. All this makes opposition to feminism inefficient and difficult. To remedy such headaches, we should somehow make feminism's core nature evident to a broad spectrum of non-feminist people. Unity of vision. If these people can discourse about the same things in the same language rather than talking past each other, they can work in concert to bring about feminism's demise. They might still disagree on certain points, but at least their disagreements will be on the same page. The sought-for common understanding of feminism is called target consensus. Target consensus. It is called that because it provides an understood target of operations toward which all may direct their efforts. We of the activated non-feminist sector must make the transition from target confusion to target consensus. We must make the transition from target confusion to target consensus, and bring the middle mass gradually up to speed. So, let's move toward target consensus right now. First, we propose the following short statement titled "The Universal Non-Feminist Credo" as a preamble to any non-feminist target consensus whatsoever. This credo is a brief summation of ideas to serve as a foundation for non-feminist identity, and we feel confident that nearly any self-declared abstainer from feminism would, at least mentally, co-sign to it. Here we go now, the universal non-feminist credo. We have examined feminism from the ground up. We have pondered its implications in the context of human history. Having done so, we have concluded that feminism is not a preferred choice. We have chosen not to identify with feminism and not to be bound by its theorizations or by any extension of those theorizations. As non-feminist, we occupy a critical standpoint independent of feminist understanding. We exercise authority to define feminism on our own terms by the light of independent study. In principle, feminism is what we say it is, and the power to define feminism is not a sole feminist privilege. We shall uphold non-feminist autonomy and secure non-feminist existence against feminist imposition in whatever form this may arise. And that's the universal non-feminist credo. Having laid down the precepts of non-feminist identity, we must undertake the quest for target consensus from a set of core ideas that we can roughly agree on. Our rough agreement is a target consensus in itself already, and what comes after it is a larger journey of discovery where we flesh out the details. In the end, we arrive at the one correct understanding of feminism, and there is only one. Until then, we balance the long game with the pragmatic needs of the political moment. To begin, we must agree that feminism is not merely a definition, and not merely a set of ideas developed from a definition. It is a set of patterns and practices manifested in the objective world, independently of any feminist imagination. We must concur upon this even if we concur upon nothing else. That said, we now offer a rough description which itemizes the key truth points our study has yielded. We call this the 7 points of understanding, and it is meant to reveal more specifically what we have in mind when we pronounce the word feminism. Remember that a rough understanding is all we need at the present stage, and such understanding is what the following list provides. We can't spend 30 years quibbling and sorting things out. We need to get things rolling. The 7 points of understanding. Point number 1. Feminism is a complex social system with interacting parts. The complexity of this system camouflages the core nature of it. Point number 2. Feminism is an aggressor force that cannot coexist with the world at large. Point number 3. Feminism, at its core, is anti-male. Lacking such a core, it would effectively cease to exist. Point number 4. Feminism's driving purpose is to increase female power with no stipulated endpoint. Point number 5. Lying and prevarication are foundational feminist behaviors. Point number 6. Feminism will never stop until a non-feminist force intervenes to make it stop. Point number 7. As non-feminist people, we agree that the word feminism signifies nothing virtuous or laudable. So much for the 7 points of understanding. These 2 documents, the Credo and the 7 points, may compose the foundation for a tacit understanding amongst activated non-feminist men and women everywhere. When they meet, they can discourse meaningfully, and if they need to coordinate operations, they may undertake this with a shared reality map in view. As abstainers from feminism, the force binding us together against feminism ought to outweigh any ideological differences that might drive us apart. It is imperative that we set aside such misunderstandings and form a loose but resilient coalition against a common adversary. I say loose coalition because you couldn't properly call it an organization or a movement. Mere abstention from feminism does not equate to a politically accountable demographic. We are only as tightly woven as we need to be, but no tighter. A wink or a nod, in most cases, will suffice. Those who wish to form properly chartered groups or clubs within this broader web are free to do so and to speak for themselves in whatever collective voice they deem suitable. However, I would urge all such groups to post a commitment to non-violence. A commitment to non-violence near the top of their various bulkhead statements. Make clear that you disavow those who use violence or make threats of violence. Put this in such bold terms that nobody, friend, foe, or indifferent member of the public, could pretend to miss it. Feminism should be non-violently blocked, defied, snubbed, thwarted, taunted, stood up to, and made to lose face in the public square. This will take feminism down a peg, and then down another peg. There's nothing like being publicly shamed or showing up in front of the world, then trying to be your good old cocky self in front of that same world the next day. It's not easy. So we need to target feminism with such action, and we need to make the effect of this pervasive throughout the culture, signal boosted where appropriate. In every non-violent way imaginable, we should make feminism feel the heat of our stern displeasure and the pressure of our collective accumulated no, a veritable wall of no. The effect should percolate through every dimension of the cultural mind space, condensing as a mist from the sky and seeping from the cracks in the earth. It should be pervasive and subtle as dark matter, yet flaring up visibly upon occasion. Target consensus will make clear to us what we are working on, so that our separate task forces can vector in upon the task from many directions with optimal effect. Let us strive for target consensus. In the low bar of this video, you will find some links that you'll want to check out. Take care. Fiedelbogen, out, 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 out.